Another week of Champions League, another week of football. Man, this is the time to be a football fan. Content keeps coming day in, day out. If not the
Right.
Premier League, it's the FA. If not the FA, it's the Champions League. But this week we had the Champions League and it did not disappoint. But when I look at the table, this format of the Champions League, I know it doesn't matter considering what happened last season. PSG were out of the top eight and they managed to win it. But when I look at the table and I see out of the top eight, you have five English teams, five out of the six English teams. Does that mean anything? I mean, teams like Tottenham are 14th in the league and a fifth position in the UCL. Does that mean the EPL is too strong, or people just know how much it costs to have two extra games and they're trying to avoid that?
No, I think it shows the strength of the EPL because if I take a step back and look at the previous season, uh, Manchester United finished 15th,
Mm-hmm.
Spurs finished 17th, and they were the two finalists in the Europa League.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
And from there, Spurs is still in the bottom half in the Premier League, and they're still doing well in the UCL.
Yeah.
So that just to me shows the strength of the Premier League. I mean, if you have are they five English team in the top eight
Yeah.
in the Champions League?
Yeah.
That's taking more than 50% of the available slots, and I think everybody will wish to do away with those two extra games. It's not just the English teams that want to do it. So
Yeah.
everybody wants to do away with those two extra games, but at the moment, it's going the English side. So it's the toughest league. If you look at uh, local results in the EPL, if you can go two consecutive games and no team has two wins in a row, uh, while that's happening in other leagues, but then you look into the Champions League, uh, irrespective of the local form in England, on the European stage, everybody is racking up points. So I think the English league is at record best maybe in the last 10 years.
Yeah. I should think so. But funny enough, the supposedly strongest English team is the one missing from the top eight. Manchester City, beaten in Norway. That was an embarrassment of a performance, in my opinion. They lost not because of anything, they were just flat footed. I saw the game. The game could have ended 5-1. Those guys were, anytime they turned the ball, it looked like a chance. Anytime they turned the ball, it looked like a chance. And I was like, oh my God, what's happening? But I mean, it looks like red flags for Man City. They are not in the top eight. Haaland has one goal in 8 games. That was a penalty. Rodri looks like a shadow of himself, and it is not looking good for Man City. They end up refunding their fans $25 for the tickets. I don't know what's happening at Man City. I like that they're falling apart because if those are competitors, then I think I'm gonna just frog match to the title there.
Yeah, that's how it looks like. I mean, uh, it's kind of unexplainable because they have really spent big money, and uh, and there's no improvement. Uh, they are falling down in England. They recently pulled to close 2 points, I think, to Arsenal, and then right now we're back at seven.
Yeah,
Uh, Man United kind of gave them a lesson, because United, the derby has always been difficult for United to win. United
yeah, yeah,
has won derbies before, but it was never like giving a thrashing. a 2-0, which looked fair because they could have been given five,
Yeah.
and then they go away to Norway, and you think that that's when they're going to bounce back in Norway, but then again they collect three, and uh, signs of falling off is when City's best player collects two yellow cards in a span of how many minutes?
Yeah. It was
Uh,
like 2 minutes or something.
like
Yeah.
like 2 minutes. Yeah. They've lost it
Yeah.
mentally. They don't have the composure. You can see it in games. They couldn't organize themselves against United.
Yeah.
They go to Glimt. One a yellow card. 2 minutes later, Rodri gets another yellow card. Considering the whole season, Pep kept on reminding us that their best player who won the Ballon d'Or is not with them. Uh, he comes back and he's lost his mind. He
Yeah.
gets those two yellow cards. Now they have to fight 10 men, but still, the City we know 10 men. They still have to give some attacking threat against Bodo Glimt.
Yeah.
No doubt, I know Bodo Glimt is an organized team.
Yeah.
United have played there. We won, but it was a Navi win. Spurs have played there, and they had to park the bus to the end. It's a very difficult field to go to.
Yeah.
Having seen myself there and Spurs there, but City, considering they're trying to, they're the second best team in England on paper. They've spent money. You go to Bodo Glimt, you expect them to put up a result. I
Yeah.
just don't know if it's about the team or if Pep is losing it as a manager.
Whatever it is that's making them fall apart, I think it is bigger than in the pitch, because whoever advised them to release a statement that they're going to refund their fans $25, that advisor must too much money, too much money. They should stop paying him, because I think it was an embarrassment for them to even try and divert that conversation by saying they're going to refund the tickets. I mean, we watch football. These things don't work like that. What are you trying to do? And the fact that they're not thinking of solving their issues on the pitch rather than off the pitch, uh, I think there are the rebuild. There is a problem there. There is cracks in Man City. I mean, we'll see. I mean, Rodri, he did not get a red card because he was like malicious or anything. He could not keep up. He's lost a few yards. Yeah, this guy just bulls past him and he had to pull him back. And yeah, he no gas. And yeah, he's not the same guy. So I don't know. It's yeah, they need like two signings or three signings to keep up with the title chase, in my opinion. They need fullbacks and they need a holding midfielder, maybe even a winger. No, they have another winger. So maybe fullbacks and a holding midfielder. And that's three players already spent all this money and the squad still looks thin. I think their problems are bigger than what it looks like. And I mean, good thing for us. I mean, did you
Yeah,
hear Pep today? Pep is talking about if he had his wingers, then he would have won the game. Being very sarcastic, or how Bodo Glimt. I mean, Pep, come on. The question is bigger than that. I mean, why is Haaland not scoring in 8 games? What is the problem? We're not talking about Bodo Glimt only. I mean, this is a bigger problem than the last game, but he tried to play deviation tactics and okay, cool. So he can't really solve this. I mean, that's good. Let's see how the weekend goes, but yeah.
yeah. So he's
Yeah.
out of his depth. Talking
Yeah.
about that, I think against Man United, Rodri had to take a tactical foul because he couldn't keep up.
Yep.
Uh, Yep. The guy zoomed past him and he was like, I'm going to take a tactical here because he just can't keep up. So he doesn't have the legs anymore. I think it's that injury has taken a minute to recover, but then that's the nature of that injury. You don't come back and hit the ground running. So the fact
Yeah.
that Man City never prepared for that, that's up to them. But then they have to probably look at their sporting department because the number of their signings that is failing is way too high because uh, it they bought Ait Nouri and it doesn't really feel like he brought any changes in the team.
Yeah.
They brought Nico and then there haven't really been any changes in the team. Doku hasn't really changed the team. Savio, I even forget he plays for Man City
Reinders.
anymore.
Yeah.
Riders blows both hot and cold. They brought in Trafford. We don't know how good he is because in goal, but they replaced him immediately, which makes me wonder why they bought him to begin with in that window. But I understand Donnarumma becoming available is an opportunity
Yeah.
worth taking. But apart from those signings, they also have uh, the likes of O'Reilly as the defenders. He's an upcoming kid, but he's not elite yet. They've had to use Nunes, who they bought as a midfielder and failed as a
Yeah.
midfielder. So that's another failed. That's another failed signing. They're just trying to find a place for him on the in the defense. And then there's that English defender. I'm trying to forget to remember his name. Lewis.
Yeah.
Uh, he's not elite yet.
A
So
strong player.
I just
Yeah.
feel like he's not a top player. And then their best players are out of form. Haaland is out of form. Uh, Bernardo Silva has not scored a goal since last season. That's a very terrible form. So
Yeah.
uh, Rodri is not in form. Bernardo Silva is not in form. Haaland seems to be starved and also out of form, and their signings haven't worked. I think it's a bigger mess that they really have to go back to the drawing board and uh, check on their signing strategy.
Well, we'll see. I hope they don't solve it between now and the end of the season. But just across town, Casemiro released a statement recently saying how it is the right time to bow out. I don't want to read too much into it considering the statement Jamie Carragher made, but in short, Casemiro says he's not renewing at United, and I mean, from a United perspective, that's a huge wage bill off. Those are like three players you guys can pay off that money to begin with. He might not give back any like fee like he'll be a free agent, but I think it will be room for growth at United, right? What do you think?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I think for him to extend United, he had to take a pay cut
Uh,
because United were not going to give him a contract with similar terms. I think that brother makes like 20,000 a year because he's on
mm,
350 a week, which is 1.4 million a month. That is a 350. Yeah, that's big. That's heading into the regions of 20. For four
yeah, 20
years, he's
million.
already
Yeah.
collected 80. Yeah, for 4 years,
Yeah.
he's already collected 80 million,
Yeah.
and we signed him for 60. That's
Yeah.
140 million. So a 140 million investment, and we have an FA and an EFL uh, affairs, but still, he has an option for one more year. So I just didn't think that United were convinced about triggering that 1 year because uh, unless we are going to win the league that 1 year, it was not worth it. So
Yeah.
it frees some space because you don't want to attract a top player and tell them to play a backup to Casemiro.
Yeah.
So if you're building a project and you bring in a top player, then you have to let them start growing in the project and establishing themselves. Uh,
Yeah.
Now, no doubt that Casemiro is a really loved figure at United, save for his second season when he kind of switched off and carried too much weight and stuff like that. But he's one of the players in United that you see passion, hunger, and he's a
Mm,
player that you'll have wished uh, to have in the team, developing other young players. But that contract
yeah.
is just unmanageable, and I think the fact that United are choosing to release him for free, it's probably a win-win situation. Wherever he
Yeah,
goes, he gets a good contract because he's coming for free, and
yeah,
United put some money aside, save some money, and get
chance
another
to rebuild.
midfielder, and that probably
Yeah.
now uh, leaves us looking for two because now Casemiro has to be replaced, and we don't know about Bruno Fernandes yet. Mhm.
But Kobbie Mainoo seems like I think you just stick around and trust the process. I heard there is talk of renewing his contract. There was talk before, and then they stalled, and I think talks are back. And it looks like he's been rejuvenated in that midfield. So it seems like whoever is gonna be bought is gonna be playing like around Kobbie, right? Whoever the manager is, it would be nice to build a project around Kobe in my opinion, like if you're doing a rebuild right now and Kobe looks the way he looks, it would be nice to build a project around him, don't you think?
Yeah, that's true. Kobe has had a contract on the table for a minute from Ten Hag
Mm,
era. He
mm,
he didn't accept it. Uh, there was no clear reason yet why he did not accept it because he was a starter uh, under Ten Hag. I think there was talk of players who are less effective in the team were making better money. But that
mm,
aside, right now with Amorim out and Kobbie Mainoo back in the team, and he wanted to take a loan to go get minutes, and we now have a manager who trusts him, who sees him as the future of the team. It's about time we continue building around Kobe because in the long run, we're going to lose Bruno because right now the team is built around Bruno.
yeah,
But once Bruno is out, and the love Kobe has, he's a local boy, but that's not just it. He's a top kid.
yeah,
So he's worth building the project around. He understands he understands what United fans need because he's a local boy, and uh, as you said, that's the person we're going to build our project around going forward,
yeah.
or we
Like a
should.
Bukayo Saka, you know? Now you see he's our main guy, he's a local boy. Like we could have splashed and got a top wing at some point. We're looking at Rafinha at some point or things like those, but I'm glad we stuck with him because he represents something different. Man, talking about Arsenal, I mean, we are just flying in the Champions League. I'm not talking about the EPL where we are flying even higher. But we seem like we have the Champions League on chokehold right now. It's 7 wins out of 7. And if we win another 7, we have big ears in our hands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Arsenal are in the. I think Arsenal are in a position where they would have wanted to be.
yeah,
So that has to be a good thing because 7 wins in Champions League, 2 goals conceded, over 20 scored. Uh, that sounds like dreamland. It's
yeah,
that's some top form both locally and abroad. And if you look at uh, the Champions League, I mean
yeah.
it's Arsenal, Bayern, Madrid, and those are teams that Arsenal is able of competing because Arsenal already beat Bayern. So there is no doubts on whether Arsenal can beat Bayern or not. Arsenal beat Madrid home and away. There's no doubts on whether Arsenal can beat Madrid or not. I'm not ruling out those teams because uh, Champions League has its own dramas here and there. But
Yeah.
if you look at the form Arsenal are in, uh, Inter Milan is a very is a good team. Going at San Siro and putting 3 goals past Inter Milan, that's a top achievement considering the squad rotation that took place that day. So
7
Arsenal
changes.
are able to rotate their squad.
Yeah.
Yep, make 7 changes and beat Inter Milan by 3 goals away. That's not a mean achievement. So I
Yeah,
envy Arsenal's form to be for real. I envy Arsenal's form, but I don't really see why Arsenal should not be going for the Champions League.
yeah. The win at Inter, in the dynamics of this week, we kind of needed that heading into the United game, considering we had drawn the previous two games. But even on a Champions League perspective, it guarantees a top two finish, and top two finish means you are guaranteed to play second leg at home until the final. And considering our home form this
Mm.
season, the only team I would be worried of is Liverpool, but that's a story for another day. If we ever met in the knockout stage, because they're the only ones with the tools to hurt us, and we've not scored against Liverpool this season, remember? But that aside, we are having our players back, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I see Jesus scored two goals and Gyökeres was turned up, but we are in a situation where we have all our four starting number nines fit. It's going to be a headache for Arteta because this is a big game, and not only is it about putting the best team, it's about showing who you're going to trust later in the Champions League, second leg, Real Madrid. You need your strongest team. It is now that is going to determine who his number nine is going to be. I think it's going to be a big headache for him between Merino, Havertz, Jesus, and Gyökeres because I think they don't play Merino, and Merino is the best of those. But I guess Ateta knows. But we're going to have a headache at number nine and another headache at left back because I hear Hincapié and Calafiori are back. And Miles Skelly had a good game. So I don't know. I don't know about the number nine position for Arsenal. I don't know what you think about the number nine for Arsenal, considering the games that have been played.
No, I mean, uh, if I were Teta, I'll start Merino. It's no brainer, but there's a reason why he's the coach, and I'm a hater. But if you look at Gyökeres, I mean, uh, it's not that he has not had chances.
Yeah.
It's not that he has not had chances. He's had the whole season in the Premier League,
Yeah. Yeah.
in the cups, and in the Champions League. He has had all the time. He has over 30 starts for Arsenal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus scored two goals. Jesus scored two goals, but Jesus is a liar. He's a liar. He can turn up against United, and then he will be gone for two or so games.
Yeah.
So he's not one that I trust. But to me, Merino is no brainer. I'll have Merino as my starting striker and Havertz as my second striker, and probably Jesus and Gyökeres. I mean, uh, considering Gyökeres' profile, it's very hard to put him as fourth. But that brother has played over 30 games. He has only 6 Premier League goals, and those 6 Premier League goals, I think, to probably only 4 of them are non-penalty goals. So he
Yeah.
has really struggled to score from open play in the Premier League, and he doesn't really just have the credit in the bank right now. But again, I don't know what Arteta does with him on the training ground that he really trusts him that much. But for me, it's no brainer. I'm starting Merino. But for the sake of Man United game, I think Arteta should just stick to your craze, and then he can probably start Merino the games after.
Because Man United want that. They want a target man. The way they pocketed Haaland, the way they pocketed these number nines. But that's where we
Yeah.
are. We need a sleek number nine that drops in. We need a Havertz or a Merino so that Maguire does not outmuscle anybody. There is nobody to outmuscle. Someone just pops in, scores, then goes back into the mid. But I don't know. Whatever Ateta does, he makes sure he wins that game because we will not forgive him if he loses that game and ends up losing the league. That will be the reason why he'll be fired. But I trust Arsenal. I don't think Arsenal will lose the game. That's a conversation for I don't know. I think we are Man United. It is bad that they played City before because now we've shaved our heads. We've put water. We're gonna wait for the shave. Like we're not gonna get flat-footed. We know what they're about. We've seen what they are. We've seen the plan. It can't be any different. It can't be any different.
Mm.
If yeah, so it just so recently you've seen how you pierced City. No, not us. We've already seen you guys. So we'll see how that game goes. But I think Arsenal is going to win just for the fact that they've been winning at home. And if if things get very tricky, which for me is two results, and Man United is not winning. Is you Arsenal or draw, and I think it's very close, 60-40, because I think Carrick is gonna be very clever in these games. I don't think he's gonna be the United coach, but I think he's gonna be very clever in this big game. So it's gonna be 60-40 in the win side. But that aside, that was a good discussion. I think we're gonna end it there and hit you on 1v1 in not so long.
Uh,